Part 2, Intuitive Thoughts, February 24th, 2025. This is part 2. You got to go look at part 1. All right, so I keep seeing Eight of Swords. Look it up. It's a tarot card. It is of a woman. I use the Rider-Waite deck, but it's of a woman. She's blindfolded. Her hands are tied, and yet she has got 8 swords stabbed into the ground all around her. She can't see them. She can't do anything about them, and they're still missing her. And I think that this is the reason why we are all so calm. We know that the swords are landing. We can hear them. We can't see exactly what's going on or where they're happening around us, but we're also okay. And it's going to be okay because there's nobody else in the picture. And once the battle's over and all you're left with are these swords, you're going to be okay. I also hear no reaction, no satisfaction. Chaos and clarity are the same thing from different viewpoints. Greater good is not greater good for everyone, but for a greater population. So that was kind of a combination of things that were coming together, and then I was writing it down. And as I wrote it down, it kind of became more clear. I have noticed that on my own personal FYP, I keep getting videos of the other side, and I don't engage. I don't even watch the video for more than 10 seconds. I make sure I just keep scrolling on by. I don't need to take down my energy level and cause myself to create any kind of energy in that direction. Just walk on by. And I heard that too, walk on by. I hear lots of song lyrics. It's a thing. And I'll end this with one that I heard too that I kind of think is also important. I do want to remind you that I do still see that there is something going to happen or go on with Australia. That energy actually seems to be building. I really just don't know enough about Australia to be able to give you any pinpointed things, but it has something to do with a fire. So either the fire's already happened and this is about a political issue with the cleanup, or the fires haven't happened and there will be a political issue with either cleanup or arguing and fighting, and that the ground isn't absorbing water because of damage. I don't know the details, but I still feel like this energy is ramping up. So there's that. So when that does happen, you'll be able to like, oh, she said that. So now here's the last thing that I want to end this with. My hair is driving me crazy. I heard yesterday, before I got into the car to drive home from Philadelphia, I kept hearing, ooh, child. And that's a song, like I remember the movie that was dominant in, and I remember the visions of the kids locking the parents out and all of the trauma from the kids' point of view. And then I watched it again as an adult and I thought of it from the parents' point of view. And it's a very interesting movie. You should go and watch it if you've never seen it. It is kind of old. It's from the 1970s. But the song Ooh Child was in it. And it always hit at a very deep level to me because I always felt like it sang to my own personal rebellious nature. That I wasn't going to just sit for things the way they were because I was told that that's just the way they were, and that I needed to hold my own and defend my own. So I heard this yesterday morning when I first woke up. That was from a night before dream. And then I get into the car, and as I'm driving, I hear it again. And I start to think about the same thing, that I was not one who was going to be told by a bunch of adults that this is just the way it is because that's what we said so, and shut up and be quiet. And I've always been kind of a rebel. I mean, I even had my face on the front page of the Hartford Courant when I was in high school because I led a walkout. So, yeah, that's who I am. But anyways, I heard that song again in my playlist. And then that created a whole bunch of feelings and emotions and energies. And I sat there listening to the words. And so I thought I wanted to share that because it's kind of emotional and uplifting. And the words are, ooh, child, things are going to get easier. Ooh, child, things are going to get brighter. Someday we'll put it together and we'll get it all done. But when I Googled it, the word said undone. And I was like, oh, that's not what I remember. So then I Googled it again, and the second Google search came up with a second set of words. And how interesting is that? That my search that I'm trying to do, like I put out energy out into the universe, they give me an answer. And we'll put it together and we'll get it undone. That's important. That's significant. That was the first set of words, because the second time it said, we'll put it together and we'll get it all done. So, But then the next line is, we'll walk in the rays of a beautiful sun. And, I think that that's where we're headed. And I think things are going to be okay. I really think you need to believe in that and you need to trust in that. And I know that it sucks. And there's a lot of people who are going to be learning the hard way that this sucks really badly. But I don't see it being the end of the world. I don't see it being all, chaos like you think that you hear. And there's so much going on. And I could key into the whole religious side of things, and, how another vision I had was that the book of Revelation is actually about not the ending of the earth or the ending of civilization, but it's the ending of religious beliefs, and it's the ending of the belief in the book of the Bible books. So I'm starting to babble, but there's this big, long, built up energy that what if it wasn't the end of the world? What if it's just the end of organized religion? And what if it wasn't that the rapture isn't that everyone just all of a sudden disappears one day? What if it's that they woke up and saw that none of that was true? And so I think the timing of a lot of these different things might kind of key into that. Because what if we did get rid of all of these different religions and we all just recognized that we are all here on the same earth with the same basic goals, and good is good and bad is bad? And what if we all woke up? And what if we all saw the truth for what it was and we just learned to exist together? That's where peace is going to be. It's not going to be in a book. Definitely not in a book that was revised and edited 1 million different times, but don't get me started on that. I've already said my piece on that.